Olson here, also known as the Gold Digger Girl, coming in live to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, and it's ROI hacks. Return on investment. What does that mean? It might sound a little fancy, but all of you are able to leverage your income in really powerful ways through reoccurring revenue, through residual income. And I'm going to give you some awesome hacks on how exactly to figure out how to make more money, how to leverage your time on social media. So as you're coming in into the live right now, let me know in the comments if you have residual income set up in your business or reoccurring revenue right now, or is this something that you want to improve upon? Is this something that you want to learn more about? Because if you right now are just going, I don't even know what she's talking about, this is how you learn this kind of stuff, right? You were just like born to figure this out. Like, it's going to take you some time as well. Okay. So as you're coming in, I would love for you to say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from, city, state, province, country. All right. And I'm actually going to grab my selfie stick real quick. I got this new one. Let me show this to you guys. Check this out. So I had this other one I liked, but it wasn't quite as steady as this one. So I'm really kind of digging this one. If you guys see it, and I'm going to pop it up real quick just so I can get my live going over here. Okay. So long story short, we are going to talk about ROI hacks. All right. So tell me in the comments, you want to improve upon your residual income in reoccurring revenue. Okay. Do any of you have income coming in outside of network marketing or direct sales? Let me know that. Do any of you have network income coming in outside of network marketing or direct sales? Put that in the comments for me. All right, so first thing I want you guys to focus on is reverse engineering your goals, okay? So what do I mean by reverse engineering your goals? Write that down if you're taking notes. We're talking about ROI hacks, okay? So if you are going to reverse engineer your goals, what do I mean by that? Right? So we actually have to think about what is it that we're trying to accomplish, okay? So let's say your number is $100,000. The first thing we have to do is say, okay, with the income I have coming in right now, if you have a corporate job and your goal is 6 figures online, don't count your corporate income, okay? So let's say your goal is 6 figures in income, and that's what you want to make. This is your homework. What I want you to do is I want you to reverse engineer the numbers. So how do we do that? What we do is we say $100,000 and then we subtract what we're bringing in right now. Now, it does help to break this down to a monthly amount. The monthly amount for 6 figures is $8,333. So what was your last commission check? If you're in network marketing, what was your last commission check? Okay. So if your goal is $8,333, hey, Belinda, thanks for hanging out with me on Instagram. So if your goal was $8,333 per month and you're bringing in $2,000 from your network marketing, then we know we need $6,333 elsewhere. Okay. So the main difference between residual income and recurring revenue is this. Residual, think of residual as like the leftovers, what comes later for the work that we did. So network marketing, it's residual income means you do work and then you get income as time goes on from the work that you did. So let's say you work really hard for 5 years, you build your network marketing income up, you build your team, and you've got all these people selling for you, right? Well, you'll get income on that if you stay with that company and it's around, but you'll get residual income. You'll have income coming in from years to come after. It doesn't stay to be the same amount. Typically it dwindles down, but sometimes you'll be in a situation where your team is maybe automated or you're still really involved and it will continue to grow. And it can be a very, very lucrative opportunity. Residual income, okay? Now, recurring revenue is where you sell something and you have income, the same amount coming in every month. Example of recurring revenue would be if you sold a group coaching program and let's say it's a 6-month program, it's $6,000, 6-month program, $6,000, and it's split up where people pay every month. Every month you're going to get $1,000 from that student. That's reoccurring. Now, why? And another example would be if you rent, so you have a rental property and you have tenants and every month they pay you $1,000 in rent, that's recurring revenue, okay? Residual means you built it and that money's going to keep coming in because of what you built. Reoccurring has more of a start and an end point, right? You're probably not going to have those tenants forever. So the model is a little bit different. You know in advance with reoccurring revenue when it's coming in. Okay, why am I telling you all this? Because residual income, in my opinion, we don't want to just leave it to chance that we are going to be set for life with our residual income that we built up with our network marketing direct sales, okay? Usually you have to stay in the game, which I'd recommend doing for sure. Stay in the game, keep building it, all the things. Now, recurring revenue, why this is so great is because a lot of times when people are launching something, maybe a course, they have a big launch, they get this huge injection of cash. Okay, has anyone done this before where you get like, maybe even it's 5 figures. You make $10,000 from your course you launched and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm rich, right? And then the money's gone in like 3 months and you're like, I was just talking to this girl and she was asking for some advice in Messenger. And she was actually a student of mine a couple of years ago. And she's went off on her own and, launched all these things. It's really cool to see. And she said to me, I'm wondering if I should change what I'm doing because the last time I launched was in October. And here it is April. And I was like, girl, that's not going to pay the bills. Okay. Mama got to get out and make some money. Okay. So what we have to realize is reoccurring revenue will allow us to sell something, but have money coming in over a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Now, before the 3 months is done, you need to launch again and have more money coming in. Or if it's a year-long program, if you want more revenue coming in, you got to launch again before the 12 months is up. If you're smart, which we teach you how to do this in our programs, you actually have some kind of conversion event every month, okay? You have some kind of conversion event every month. If you don't know what that is, you're going to need to figure it out, okay? We can walk you through that. Okay, all right, now second thing I want you to do for really getting your mind recalibrated to this concept of recurring revenue, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to reevaluate your offer. So maybe it's a business opportunity or a course or affiliate marketing. Is it filling a gap? Now, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow because some of you have not done this. You're just in denial, okay? Do you have something that people actually want? I know, it's brutal, but you got to do it. You have to be honest. I used to sell this thing called 21 Days to a New You. It was this awesome, super cool audio program I recorded, and I was so proud of myself, and nobody bought it. Well, my aunt-in-law, she buys everything, like legit. That's the only sale I had. Nobody wanted it. Okay, there wasn't a market for it. Okay, maybe I just didn't know how to promote it at the time. But I had to be honest and say, okay, people don't want this. Well, what do they want? And then I realized that people wanted nutrition plans. They wanted customized meal plans. They wanted home workouts they could do. I had to pivot, but I wasn't able to pivot until I really was honest with myself. Is there a clear outcome in what you offer? So if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business opportunity, maybe it's network marketing, direct sales, and I went to your profile right now, would it be very clear that you're the person to help me? So if I go to your profile and I'm like, okay, Jenny, what's Jenny got going on? Would it be very clear and obvious that Jenny's my girl? She's there. She is who I need in my life. She's going to help me out. Okay. Have any of you stumbled upon somebody's social profile and you're like, oh my gosh, like this person, I've been looking for somebody like this, right? Like, oh, maybe they can help me. That's how it should be for the people that follow you when they find your profiles. Okay. So you want to reevaluate your offer, your opportunity, and ask yourself, am I filling a need? Is it clear on the outcome of how I can help these people? Okay. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to identify your target audience and attract them to you with free content. This is how you build up recurring revenue, is all the work you do before. I see this all the time. People will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to launch this thing. And then they go live and then there's nobody on there. And they're like, I don't know what happened. You didn't do anything to prime your audience beforehand. You didn't show up. So you just expect them to show up and then be sold to. Like, it doesn't work that way, okay? Gary Vee talks about this, jab, 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 right hook. I studied under Brendon Burchard. I've got to, go to his in-person events. I've done like all of his programs years ago, but he talks about value, 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 offer. Okay, we don't go right for the offer. So you need to know who your ideal avatar is, what do they want, and then attract them to you through the free content that you have, okay? A lot of people get this mixed up. You can't just promote your network marketing opportunity. That doesn't work. Okay. You have to have something else. Weekly lives, a podcast, audio rooms, reels. I mean, there's got to be some really solid, tangible content. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to bring it to market every month. Okay. So this is where I talked about the conversion events. You can do a downsell. You can do an upsell. I mean, there's some flexibility here, but you have to come up with the path. What is the path for your customer, your client, your potential business builder that you want them to join your team? What's the plan? Okay, so if you got out a pen and paper, you could just do this chicken scratch, okay? I want you to write a little journey. And then what happens when, Susie, your ideal avatar, she comes into your orbit and she grabs your freebie. Okay, what happens next? Do you put her in a Facebook group? Does she get on an email list? Okay, what's the offer there? Okay, and then, she's in your Facebook group and you do like a cool challenge. What do you offer her there? Okay, what's the, later on, she gets into your program. Do you have something else? Do you have a downsell? Like, I want you to map it out, okay? There's cool software out there. I don't know what it's called, but there's cool software out there where you can map all that out. I would just write it down, but most of you have never done that. And then you wonder why people are confused by your content, or they're not engaging with it, or they're not signing up for your stuff. They're not clear on what you do or what the options are. Okay. Are you clear, right? Do you have a good plan for them? You've got to get your plan in place first. Okay. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to rock renewals, referrals, and an ascension program. Okay. You want to rock renewals. So if you think of retention, so if you are in network marketing, direct sales, they should be renewing every year. When their year comes up where they get that email from the company that's like, time to renew your website fee or whatever, right? Your annual fee, they should be renewing. This is the retention that you want. If you have a program and the program ends, they should stay on with you. That's the goal. Okay. We just had a program. It finished it had its 1-year anniversary. Over 70% of the students renewed. Like, that's not normal. Okay. There is a skill set that needs to be built there. But think about it. I can spend my time doing free content like this. I spend my time loving on my students. That's what I get to do. That's way more fun. I would rather get to know, Debbie and find out all the things going on with Debbie, how I can help her, get her a plan, hold her accountable, check in with her, know what's going on with Debbie, then try to go on social media and meet, 50,000 new people a month. Like, there's no way you could have any real relationships there, right? It makes my job a whole lot easier if I'm getting lots of renewals, because then I can go further with those people. I can see more of a result with them. They're going to stay versus going and trying to find new people. That's what a lot of mistakes are, is that you're recruiting or enrolling people into your programs and they're quitting. They're not making it. They're not seeing an ROI. They don't stay. They're out. They're just disengaged because you don't have a good plan in place for them. Okay. So you want to rock the renewals. You want to rock the referrals. This is another one. Okay. Rock those referrals. If you don't have a solid referral plan in place, you got to get one in. Okay. Make a contest out of it. Think of like cool giveaways you can do. Center it around those monthly conversion events. Stack it where you do some kind of focus giveaway before the launch. So let's say you're going to launch a course. Get all your people, whether it's other customers that you have, clients, and say, hey, who do you know who could benefit from this, and reward them for referring others to you. Okay. An ascension. Make sure you've got an ascension program. So when you have people who are in a course with you and they love the course, what's the next step for them? How do you get them to stay with you? Or if you're coaching a big team, how do you get them to stay? Let them be around the campfire, but make sure there's something happening at the campfire. So are you telling stories at the campfire? Are you teaching them new strategies that they can use in social media? Are you using new tools like Boards app, Milkshake, like different tools that they can use in their business to automate it, to create some simplicity, give them some new ideas for different types of content they can do? Are you doing like recruiting blitzes? Keep them engaged. This is part of that plan to have them ascend in your organization as leaders. Do you have layered leadership, right? A leaders chat. Do you let the leaders show up and lead challenges and sneak peeks and the different things you're doing for your team? All of that is ascension. But also in the traditional sense, if you have a course, what's the next step for them? After they complete the course, then where do they go? Because if you don't have an ascension or a next step for them, they're going to leave. They're going to go follow somebody else. And before you know it, they're not engaged anymore. And if you don't think about this ahead of time, you're going to be reacting, and we want to get ahead of the game, right? We want to stay ahead of the game as well. Okay. So if you want to tag me and throw this in your stories, take a picture, whoop, whoop, and throw it in your stories and tag me. Let me know that what you loved about this training. You can tag me at the Gold Digger Girl, and I will give you a shout out for doing that. So appreciate it. All right. Thanks for being on. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire.